Show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual. So that's what we're about to go do right now.
Identities of all three arrested earlier today have been made public, including one of the alleged organizers of Sunday's protest, Nikema Armstrong, each now facing felony charges and, if found guilty, could spend years behind bars.
News alert, because moments ago, remember that church incident on Sunday in Minneapolis? The AG Pam Bondi posted this, all right? I'm reading now. Minutes ago, at my direction, HSI and FBI agents executed an arrest in Minnesota. So far, we've arrested Nikema. So far, okay, we'll come back to that. So far, we have arrested Nikema Levy Armstrong, who allegedly played a key role in organizing the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota. We will share more updates as they become available. Listen loud and clear. We do not tolerate attacks on places of worship, end quote. I want you to react to that, Paul. But on Monday, Tricia McLaughlin was on with Dana and me. And part of her answer said, I think we will be seeing mugshots very soon. She was tipping her hand that arrests were on the way, and this is the first one that's been made.
Yeah, and, you know, look, there's going to be very, very little that they can do in defense of this because it's on film.
General Pam Bondi announcing today federal authorities arrested 3 of the anti-ICE agitators involved in Sunday's protest inside a St. Paul church in Minnesota. All 3 now facing felony charges. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joining us in details surrounding these arrests, Jeff, and the charges that continue to develop tonight. What are you learning about those arrested?
So the identities of all 3 arrested earlier today have been made public, including one of the alleged organizers of Sunday's protest, Nikema Armstrong, each now facing felony charges and, if found guilty, could spend years behind bars.
Living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Christians? All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable.
The whole point of it is to disrupt, to make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something.
Renee, good.
Armstrong telling CNN after their goal wasn't to interfere, but rather get answers about a pastor at the church who reportedly works for ICE.
We actually went and sat down and participated in the service. And after the pastor prayed, that is when I stood up and asked him a question in response to his prayer.
All 3 are now facing a primary felony charge of conspiracy against rights. But CBS News reporting a judge Thursday rejected allegations they violated the FACE Act, finding no probable cause, a decision the DOJ immediately announced it plans to appeal.
What the Department of Justice is going to have to show that they were somehow using force, intimidation, threats, blocking the exit, something like that.
I think that they're hiding truth and evidence, and this is going to come out. Pam Bondi is not going to let this rest. You watch.
Former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani telling the National News Desk he believes this case is an uphill battle for the DOJ.
I think this is going to be a tough case for the Department of Justice because there is that First Amendment defense that these defendants have. And believe me, they're going to defend this case and fight it the whole way.
Rahmani adding he believes a federal judge deciding not to charge independent journalist Don Lemon, who was at the church to live stream the event, could be an indication of how this case is handled in court. The judge ruling Lemon's presence was constitutionally protected as a reporter.
If you can't clear the initial hurdle of probable cause, getting beyond a reasonable doubt unanimously with 12 out of 12 jurors, that's going to be a tough hill for the DOJ to climb.
Now, a federal judge did order the release of both Armstrong and Allen, which is being delayed by a government appeal. Once freed, the judge did mandate several conditions, including no travel outside of Minnesota, no contact with witnesses or victims, and they must stay away from City's church. Reporting for the National News Desk, I'm Jeff Harris.
Fake right-wing propaganda news alert from this supposed right-angle news network, supposed network, that I led a protest into a church this morning in Minneapolis. That is complete BS. First of all, I had no idea who the organization was until I arrived this morning. And number 2, that's what every journalist should be doing, exactly what I did. What I did was report, chronicle, and commit an act of journalism, which is what every journalist should be doing. That's what happened. So if you really want to know the truth about what happened, why don't you check it out at The Don Lemon Show on YouTube, on Substack, and on Twitch. And follow us on any of our socials if you really want to know the truth rather than getting some right-wing propaganda from a so-called news network.
I know there's some people that are disappointed in the fact that Don Lemon didn't get arrested. Just give it a little bit of time. Probably by the time I finish this video, you're going to see him behind bars. We'll see what happens.
It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
Yeah.
We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much.